All right, bang. Today is Tuesday. It is August 5th. Welcome to the Dog Walk presented by Barstool Sports. Snake Draft Tuesday, joined on Zoom by KFC and Jack Mac. Very sunburned, very green screen Jack Mac. What's up, boys?
I'm sunburned?
Well, KFC's sunburned. Sorry, I should.
Yeah, I got a little red. I got no eyebrows. The eyebrows are they're not even good during the winter, but they are completely gone in the summer. I'm at the point where I might start painting them on because I don't know what's worse, having painted eyebrows or no eyebrows. It's not great, boys. It's not great.
I would look at Connor Griffin before you make that decision.
Yeah, don't do that.
Okay. Yeah. Well, me and Feidelberg did it once on the podcast, and everybody was like, "Yeah, you look normal," but I think they were lying. And also, even if other people think you look normal, when you look at yourself in the mirror, you think you're Uncle Leo. You look ridiculous. So I'll probably just be the weird guy. I'll be Charlie Villanueva for the rest of my life.
Wait, no, but if you would have never brought up your eyebrows right now, I don't think I would have ever noticed them. Not
okay. There are times in 1 Minute Man where it's I got nothing, and that's all people talk about. So I guess it's the lighting. Who knows?
Dude, where's your eyebrows? All right, so as you can tell by the title, today's draft is the biggest mysteries. Kind of a lot going on. There's some documents that people want to be released from the government. There's big Netflix docs. Felt like a good time to do this. Invited both of you guys because I feel like this is a world that you both live in. So I assume you guys.
A bunch of guys.
Yeah. I assume it wasn't hard for you guys to make a list.
So, no, are there any ground rules though, or what are we including or not including, or is it just kind of anything that's a?
I think it should
crime,
just be anything.
Yeah.
So I think that we're gonna have to discuss the difference between a mystery and a conspiracy theory. Right?
Yeah, but I'm kind of thinking all that stuff within reason.
Think those.
So I actually asked Grok this a couple of minutes ago, and it had a
then that's quick.
Fine. Well, let me speak. Mysteries. This is, I think, a perfect one-sentence little hitter for it. A mystery is an unexplained event. A conspiracy theory is a speculative explanation of a mysterious event or a situation without any actual evidence. I think that's. But I think if you're talking a conspiracy
that's some bullshit. There's
theory,
plenty of evidence.
I think there's. The mystery, it can be more specific. Well, we'll talk about it all. But,
so is the Epstein list a mystery?
I would say absolutely it is.
Yeah, that's totally what I mean. I think all these things.
I would say that's not a mystery.
The conspiracy theory behind it would be that it's wait, from the CIA or Mossad.
Wait, why don't we just save this? This is what we should just say.
Yeah. This is the show.
Okay,
but. It's not a mystery. There's documents that the public just doesn't have access to.
But the mystery
nobody knows.
What mystery is why isn't it being released?
This changes my list crazy amount. We're at I thought we were doing Atlantis.
Well, don't say all the things, bro. We gotta. It was posted.
That's a 1-1 for everybody. That's like saying, oh, who's top NBA player?
Well, I didn't want you to keep going. It was.
I don't think that's 1-1.
I don't either.
Well, that's a bigger discussion. I think there's a lot of strategy in this one because I think there are some ones that could be considered must-haves, but I think you can get deep value at the last pick of this draft.
All right, I'll just change with the mood of the draft. It's no big deal.
Right.
I was just more. I'm glad that we set the ground rules, and then we can go from there.
Yeah, I know you got some in your holster. You'll be fine.
Yeah, it's what you think about all day.
It's a sneak attack. Oh, Jack, are you going to talk about the Epstein?
Let's do the order here. Jack Mac, Lance has a number 1 through 5 behind his back. What number is it?
2.
Yep, you got it.
All right. What slot do you want? You could take your 1-1.
I want to do 1-1.
All right. 1 through 4, KFC.
3.
No.
Ryan.
4.
No.
1.
Yep.
I'll go 3.
Okay. 1 through 3 to me. 3.
No, first one.
Wow. KFC.
2.
Yep, it was correct, 2.
You want 2, 4, or 5?
I want the first snake part.
Okay. So you want 5.
Yeah.
All right, 1 or 2, Chief.
2.
No.
1.
Damn it.
Yep.
I'll take 2. Before we get into today's draft, I want to talk about Game Time. There's nothing like getting to a baseball game, especially last minute. Lucky for me, I always use Game Time. The official ticketing partner of Barstool Sports, Game Time makes getting tickets faster and easier. Prices on the app actually go down the closer it gets to showtime. I was looking at tickets to the Cubs-Reds game tonight. $35 can get you in the door.
They don't got a Friday day game today? What they do?
Dave,
Well,
today's Tuesday.
Today's Tuesday. That's right.
Yep, today's Tuesday. So $35, and then it's kind of in the same range for the rest of the week. So go check it out and go get those tickets for $35. You can put all the savings in your pocket, spend them at the ballpark on a hot dog, a new hat, or something good, like a good old-fashioned Cracker Jack. I don't know what you're waiting for. Go buy those tickets now with Game Time. Take the guesswork out of buying tickets with Game Time. Download the Game Time app, create an account, use code DOGWALK for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Again, create an account, redeem code DOGWALK for $20 off. Download the Game Time app today. What time is it? Game time. All right, so the order is Jack, Mac, Eddie, White Sox, Dave, Chief, KFC. All right, without further ado, the biggest mysteries draft. Jack, you're up.
All right. Biggest mystery. This stinks. I shouldn't have taken one. I'm actually mad at myself.
mean,
for
you-
this.
If you don't take fucking Atlantis.
You have to.
I mean, you
at
just
this
said
point.
it.
I'm not doing Atlantis. I'm
Okay.
going
Well,
to
what's
do.
the point? Oh
You know
my
what?
god!
I'm going to start this draft crazy. I'm going Las Vegas shooting. It's the biggest mass shooting in American history. There's no motive. The guy went up into a Vegas hotel room. There's rumors, conspiracies about arms deals went wrong. It is a question that should be answered. It's the biggest mass shooting in American history.
No
It
one
is
talks
1-1
about it.
for me.
No one
I
talks
think
about
it. I think about it a lot, and I'm sure people will be like, "Oh, I can't believe he picked it 1-1." No, this is, and it's people will be like Atlantis and all of that. This is our time on Earth. It's crazy that we don't have information on it. Oh, he was a gambling addict that wanted to get back on Vegas. Oh, okay, yeah, that really sounds like
No
it.
shot.
Jack is gonna be so great for this draft.
Yeah, he is.
Jack, what is your official theory? Your best guess.
I really don't. I don't have one. I mean, I've heard there's a lot of people out there. I've spent time listening to people talk about it. There's discussions about an arms deal going down in the Vegas hotel, and it went wrong. CIA involved. I really don't have an official theory.
How do you walk all that stuff up there?
Well,
Duffel bags?
there is video of him taking it up.
Correct, but I feel like that. Like, how do you get that much ammunition into?
You could see it all. He has a bunch of luggage and
I know.
load it up and they take it.
Bro,
I'm
it
just
ain't,
saying
it ain't
they-
a hard thing to do.
The police,
unfortunately.
but the police have said we have no motive. And then his house blew up. You know that? Did you guys know that?
No, I did not know
His
that.
house blew up.
I mean, haven't we seen that a lot of people who do this shit are just fucking deranged?
That's what
Well,
they
yeah, I was
want you
gonna
to
say,
think.
Yeah, that's the whole purpose.
You could say that about like every school shooting, every mass
Yeah.
shooting is like they're just fucking
The
crazy.
guy was
people.
68 years old.
That's
Or like something like that. Like Matt and I, like school shootings, they're worst thing in the world. So, but they're usually younger people, you know?
Yeah, this guy, like,
They're
like
going
that
through
age.
their like formative years, and their brains.
Yeah,
all,
and, like, There's a real theory, and I think it's not even a theory in psychology. It's like men typically, if you're gonna lose your mind, you lose your mind at like 18 to 25. Once you get
Yeah.
past that, like you may be crazy, but you're not like that crazy.
You're not. That's like built into the like the prison, like the justice system, where
Yep.
if you have a violent criminal, they will often have your sentence end after you're 28 because they feel like your testosterone starts to drop, like you become less of a threat to society. So they'll like time up your sentencing with when your brain should theoretically settle down.
My only issue with this one is I do feel like you could have gotten it later.
yeah.
Bro, you could have got this pick at the last pick of the
Yeah.
draft.
Like easily, for sure.
Well, guess what? When you end up with a guy that you believe in, it doesn't matter. Patrick Mahomes. People said Patrick Mahomes. Oh, like why they reached for him? They reached for him. I wasn't taking the risk. I needed my guy.
All right.
All right.
Yeah. I mean, I've fallen way too many rabbit holes on this event, so
We've never done a dog walk on this.
So yeah, I think because it's kind of one of those things that don't have a conclusion. So maybe it is a good pick. I don't know.
There's a really good guy I could reference you. He's not even like he's not crazy. He's a little crazy, but like I could reference. He's respected in this. His life's work is this. Like, this is all it cares about. Bitcoin Marty had him on his podcast.
Right.
Yeah, I love how when you preface things with he's not crazy, I swear, and then you say he's on Bitcoin Marty's, and then
Bitcoin Marty has Bitcoin Marty's like one of the most successul people to walk into Barstool Sports.
I absolutely agree. I love Bitcoin Marty.
I love Bitcoin
but that was
Marty
a lot of disclaimers in there before saying who that guy.
Yeah, he's been on the show.
He's been on multiple times.
Yeah.
If we all listened to him, we'd all be rich.
True. All right, it's my pick. I'll tell you what. That last drawing between me and Chief was a big drawing.
Mm-hmm.
You fucked up by not getting that because you know what I'm going to take from you.
I don't.
It's your favorite thing in the world.
Maybe it is.
This was going to be. I'm regretting number 2 because I think I know what you're about to say too.
It's JFK.
Yeah, this is the easy one. That was the number 1 pick.
There's like 3, maybe 4 that I think were real number 1 picks.
Yeah, it's JFK.
Now, see, I think you should be more specific a little bit.
Who killed him?
I would
Who killed JFK?
No, I don't think you
I'm
can.
putting
be
myself on mute.
specific.
I'm putting myself on mute.
I don't think you can. I don't think you can be specific because it's so
Yeah,
like
there's so much.
There's so much. Like what? Like
You know what? You're right. You're right.
you know,
right.
like
What do you think is the number 1 thing though that is like, what the fuck? Because I think Jack Ruby just getting blasted on television like 20 seconds later.
well, he did
is
the
like-
blasting. I actually Jack Ruby he kills Oswald. Insane.
Right. That's what I meant. Yeah.
And then he goes to prison, and then he gets visited by this guy named Jolly West, who is in with the MK Ultra program, where he would like nuke people's minds with drugs. And then he leaves, and then Jack Ruby goes insane in jail, so he's no longer like a credible witness.
I don't think I knew that part. That's crazy.
Yeah. So, and it's like, and Jolly West shows up all sorts of different places where you wouldn't expect him. Like he's like if you get into I can't really get into it, but like 2001 A Space Odyssey, that movie, and like Stanley Kubrick was the guy who allegedly helped fake the moon landing. Jolly West there's photographs of him like on set at that movie. So like,
And of course, he got the name Jolly West. Like,
Yeah.
it's just perfect for history.
yeah,
The multiple shooters, the magic bullet, LBJ. That the one I learned recently was LBJ's mistress said like, yeah, he told me I'm going to get those Irish pricks tomorrow, and then they fucking died the next day. Like, there's a billion angles that are all like the number 1 conspiracy ever in my mind.
The mob,
the
CIA.
Gerald Ford
Yeah.
part of that too, where it's like Gerald Ford's on the Warren Commission. He was never elected to really anything. Okay, so he was on the Warren Commission. He moved like autopsy, like for the magic bullet. Like he moved the point of entry with like the stroke of a pen to make it make sense. They'll be like, move that up 6 inches. So now it's got
a big part of all my picks here are a lot of these mysteries. Like we're going off of evidence or investigations. Like people are making mistakes and doing shady shit today when there's cameras and DNA and everything. These mysteries from 50, 60, 100, 500, 1,000 years ago, who the fuck knows any of this stuff?
Who the fuck knows? I don't know, but I do think about this all the goddamn time.
But wait a minute. Do you realize that this is not your pick? Like,
yeah, no, I mean,
you just did it.
Yeah, no, it's fine. Eddie scooped me. That's fine. I probably taught him everything he knows about the JFK assassination.
How do you not take the second pick then?
I didn't have the opportunity. I missed it.
He didn't have to.
I missed it.
He had 1 or 2, and I think he said 2. It was 1, and I think 2. You're right. You did.
Yeah.
You did teach me everything, and we actually have a guest on. I think Thursday.
So a lawyer who's suing the government for documents. But it is, and then it's like it gets into like that whole thing. Well, we never found who killed the president. Has every president since been intimidated?
So intimidated
that they're just like they're like, hey, like we got it's that old joke where they the president gets elected and they bring him in and show him the other angle. So you have like the Zapruder film, but they're like the CIA has their own footage. Like that's like the joke. Then it's like, all right, then we'll see. And that was like Trump had a line somewhere. I think it was during his first term when they were talking about releasing the documents, and he just said that if you saw what I saw, you wouldn't release them either. And it's like, well, what the fuck does that mean?
What does that mean?
What does that mean?
And they've like every president runs on it. A lot, like during
that's a newer thing.
Well, during the last like handful of elections,
No.
yeah, they have been.
Okay. Who else ran on that? Did Bush run on that? Did Obama run on that?
Obama definitely, did he not?
No. So that like Clinton got in there, and that was after the JFK movie with Oliver Stone came out. So there was this like public outcry to release more. And then I would say Trump was the first one who was like, I'm going to release him. He never did. And then Biden got pressure to do it. Who fucking knows with that guy?
Yeah.
And then now we're still not getting all the documents. So,
Dave, you're up.
I have two ways I want to go. I'm going to go with who in the fuck is Matthew Thomas Crooks?
yeah.
I mean, who in the fuck is this guy?
That's
Kevin, you're Googling him right now. That is in and of itself crazy that we don't know anything about this fucking guy. It's the year 2025. Obviously, in 1963 with JFK, little like there's no technology. There's not as many cameras. Who knows about Zapruder and like all this shit? Like, how in the fuck does this happen in 2025? And how do if this happened to Joe Biden or Kamala Harris or Obama or Bush or Clinton, you would know every single fucking thing about that shooter in 5 minutes because of social media.
We knew everything about the Maggioni or whatever his name is.
Exactly.
In a week.
In a week. You knew everything about that guy. There was obviously Crooks got popped on the spot, but like not one thing has came out about this guy.
He had no social media.
No social media,
Last
no
night-
motive. His apartment was scrubbed clean. He didn't even
No
have
forks,
like
no
silverware.
silverware, right?
Like, what is that?
Yeah. Like who? And he's just some little like fucking idiotic looking nerdy kid who is what 21 years old or something.
He was in a BlackRock commercial. I don't know.
Oh,
what
yeah,
that means.
yeah,
Like,
that's
a
weird.
weird fucking.
Is that a little
thing.
weird?
Yeah, I
I will
don't know.
say he certainly looks more like a school shooter than a presidential assassination type guy.
Yes.
Like the fact, like the whole thing is. But I mean, I also think there's the new footage that came out of that where like you see the crane drop the flag in and the like press guy like ushers the photographs in like.
Now you
That whole
think
thing
now
is-
you think the whole thing is fake?
Oh, so you're on
I
that
know,
side.
I don't think that because like there's victims unless it's
Yeah.
like truly depraved.
Hey,
like we're gonna fucking kill some
I mean-
people, which is on the table. But I think at least somebody was like, get the flag in there, get the cameras in here. Like it's very bizarre that he posed in the picture in the election.
I don't think so. I think that in that moment there was probably some fucked up guy that was at like an editor or journalist or photographer for the Atlantic or some shit that probably realized after a couple seconds what was going on, and they're like, we have to get these retweets and clicks and pictures and
And there's
so
actors.
that's
guy-
like.
the guy-
However,
The guy, I hate to like destroy the Blue Anon conspiracy, but the guy that took the photo is like one of the greatest photographers in like the history of photography. Like that, he is like, if there was someone that was going to be very like on top of it in a very stressful moment, it was him. Also, I mean, there was a shot right at Trump that missed his head by like literally an inch. And he turns like this at the exact time. And the guy who shot it was this guy who had a bat. Like that kid doesn't have a good shot. There would have to be a lot of things that would, I mean, I'm open to anything, but
Yeah, I agree. I don't think it was a staged thing. And I guess someone was explaining, I saw somewhere where it's like very common for the Secret Service to like direct photographers and media no matter the situation. So it's like, all right, come up, go back. So if they felt like it was all cool.
While people are being shot though, to be like, get in there and get the photos.
Do you think it is? I don't see that video that way. Like he was already on the ground when I'm.
Now, is this one that we?
It is weird that the only stump speech that CNN covered that had like live footage of it was that one. That one's kind of odd.
Right. Like why was that even on national television? I don't think it's fake, but I just think there's a lot of weird shit there.
But isn't this one we might find it out now? Like I'm sure.
What
They said
I
the
don't-
FBI is still investigating.
what
it.
I don't understand is why haven't you heard Trump really say anything about this?
He talked about it at the convention, kind of, and then that was really it.
That's really like some guy tried to shoot me. Obviously, the guy's dead, but like, what
And
else?
Also, that dude like surviving like I'm surprised he hasn't talked about it literally every single day.
right? That
I would like I'd be like, hey guys, remember when I survived the
Yes.
fucking, you know?
like the
all their
ego
shit.
that guy has. You'd think he'd never ever let that go, and it's kind of like
Kind of helps your
forget
case
about him.
because that makes it more of a mystery.
right.
You're right.
Yeah,
You're right. Okay.
But I love how Kevin had to look it up. He didn't even know the guy's name.
I just didn't know the guy's name.
Right, but that
Oh, yeah. That's a
that
good point.
adds to the
Right,
mystery
right,
about
right.
it.
Chief.
Right.
I'll take the pyramids.
Fuck.
The pyramids are another one where I think about it. Like, it's like that. Remember that TikTok meme where it was like, "What's your Roman Empire?" Like, my Roman Empire actually is the pyramids, where it's like it's so close to true north. It's at the geographical center of the universe. It like you can do some math about like the block sizes where it adds up to the circumference and the diameter of the Earth. Like it's just like how like they knew fucking everything, and they're so massive, and it's like they don't seem like the other pyramids. Like there's no hieroglyphs in the Great Pyramid. It's just like its own unique thing, and they're still discovering stuff about it. They're still like they just like Napoleon was there, and they just found like a new chamber in like the last year. Now there's like the speculation of like it goes all the way down to the bedrock because they have like that sonar or whatever lidar thing came out that was like, look at this, goes all the way down. What the fuck was that thing? Who built it? How did they build it? It blows my mind.
That probably would have been my my 1-1. Because for this main reason, either answer, either direction is unbelievable.
Correct.
If you just tell me that 2 million slaves can carry those bricks and lay them like perfectly seamless, that's incredible. Or, everything from aliens to whatever the fuck else you want to say. Like either version of that is unbelievable to me. And I think the mere fact that, what was that, a few months ago that they did the sonar thing? I mean, the world like lit on fucking fire.
Yeah.
Like anytime people get a little morsel of something about the pyramids, the place blows up. And then they were like, oh, no, that sonar's not real. I'm like, well, I don't know what's weirder, them doing the sonar now or people trying to say that was made up. Something, every angle, every direction you go, it's just like, what is going on?
But they also don't really let you do excavations.
Research there, right?
Yeah, like it's all kind of controlled by the Egyptian government, and it's like you have to, if your findings have to support whatever their stated thing is. And then there's the whole thing about how they had like the Sahara turns into a grassland like every 40,000 years. And so they're showing like all these erosion marks on the Great Sphinx where they think the Sphinx used to be like a lion head, and then it got rained on so much, and they have like erosion marks like down around the base where they're like this couldn't have been built if they're getting this much rain. It could not have been built in the last 6,000 years. There was no rain. So then it has to be much older than what the official stated record is. And that goes back to like pre-Ice Age times. So there was like, who was even living there? Like nobody, like
Lost civilization.
I don't know. I don't know what it is.
Good pick. First rounder.
Totally first rounder. Yeah.
KFC, you're up.
I don't want to be too broad here, but like aliens? Can I do that?
Yep.
Yeah, I think
Just
so.
like, I mean, to me, like the most burning question that will ever exist is, are we alone? And, everything from ancient aliens to Area 51, weather balloons and crashes, Roswell, all of the sightings, but they only happen in America. Like that, all ET stuff, what do they have any, all this new shit about materials from another planet being made out of the spaceships. And like, it just seems like more and more people are starting to blow the whistle, and like, we're just heading towards some sort of answer one day. But to me, that'll always be my most burning question. So I'll go aliens, and then
Can we stop on aliens for a second?
let's do aliens.
totally.
I mean, we could do a whole show on aliens.
Yeah, but I've gotten to the point where like all the drone stuff and the things that people are saying now, like all these whistleblowers and the Tic Tac things that the Nimitz found, I'm to the point now where I'm like, all that's a psyop. I don't believe any of that stuff right now. I have this, I think aliens, there's got to be aliens somewhere, but the idea that they're visiting Earth at the very time that I'm alive seems like such a mathematical improbability if the Earth is, billions of years old.
Well,
And
unless
the
they've been here the
universe
whole
is-
time, brother.
Unless that, like, I don't know, but it's like when
right.
the government is coming forward and being like, yeah, like we have these Ryan Graves and all these different pilots, I'm just like, I don't believe you.
I think it actually
Something's up
speaks
here.
more to military shit.
Yeah.
I think now people are getting, just smarter and the internet more educated and shit, that you realize that like they have, aircrafts and technologies that like that are not public. And, in the 50s, you couldn't imagine something that could fly up, down, left, right, or whatever, a saucer, all that shit. Now it's like, yeah, bro, they're drones, or they're weather machines. They're fucking our next advanced planes. And, now we know that those things are more possible. But I don't know. Then there's, enough out there. So when you say PSYOP, like the Tic Tac one, like, you don't think that's real footage or what?
I got no idea. Because
to me, the main thing, like the fact that I go off on this all the time, the fact that what I find most interesting about aliens is I don't think people care about the truth. They care about the mystery, because the government, they'll put out the documents from the Freedom of Information Act, and it's like, go ahead, read. And they're like, nah, I'm not doing that. Or the Navy will come out and be like, we don't know what this spacecraft is. And everyone's like, whatever. Like, here's the answers, or at least here's like some truth. And they just want to go back to like abductions and Roswell and crazy shit. So, like when the Navy started saying like, I don't know what that thing is. If that's a lie, I understand that. But if it's not, I'm almost more concerned. Like, I almost hope it's aliens, because if it's someone else and we don't know what it is, that seems bad.
Very true. It's not that I don't believe the Navy. I think it's like above the Navy. Like it's at like a whole,
again.
Yeah. So
I'm firm on like, there's a chance aliens exist, very low chance. But I'm firm on.
Why do you say that though? Wait. Why do you say that?
Aliens being used by, like, as a tactic to essentially push out this idea that everybody needs to come together. Like, there's going to be an alien attack, and then they're like, oh, all the countries need to come together, and then we need to fight this. But it's almost a psyop in that way.
Could be.
Have you ever heard of the rapture theory?
No.
The rapture theory is crazy. It's that one day, like the shadowy, like world government, like not even countries, like who runs the world, is going to use technology, drones, fucking lights, whatever, to like project aliens coming down, the revelations, and like convince the world that the rapture is occurring, to then what you described. Like, you have to come together.
And then, I mean, that is peak globalist agenda.
Yeah.
I mean,
kind of theory. Like, I'm closer there than to being like, oh, there's 100% aliens.
But
I mean,
wait, when you say like you're like, I really don't believe it. Like, I think it's more the opposite. When, at least if you believe everything about the universe being ever expanding and all that, like, I don't know. I think it's crazy to think the other direction, that we're alone.
Yeah. I also think that, to your point, Kevin, that people don't care about the truth, they care about the mystery. I think people care about the lie. Like, people don't like feeling like they're being lied to, or that their government is keeping secrets from them. So it's like, fuck you. What do you know? You're just a person like me. If you know something, you better fucking tell. Like, that's kind of how I feel. But
then they're like, okay, here's like 50,000 documents. And
I'm not reading those documents.
I'm not gonna read that.
I got a job to do, but someone else should read them, and then I'll have
Tell me what to think.
I'll have an opinion on it. But I think like when the pilots are out there and the Navy's out there saying like, we've seen these things, we don't know what they are. I believe that. I believe those people, but it's like they're coming out, like it was in the New York Times, in like 2018, 2020, when they first started talking about that. And it's like, all of a sudden, it feels like it's all of a sudden, like it's more.
Well, I mean, you know who the big whistleblower is? Tom from Blink-182. He was the one who broke the Tic Tac story in the first place, which makes
he's kind of like, over the last few years, like when he was doing all that originally, like he had a song "Aliens Exist," and everyone's like, he's a crazy person. Now over the last few years, they're like, actually, was he?
Maybe.
Like,
did you
was
see
he
that
crazy?
thing? The news a couple weeks ago that there's a theory that we're like, the Earth is like in a void. They said something about the Hubble telescope, that like what the Hubble telescope is sending back to us like doesn't match up mathematically with like what the universe should be. And so the theory is that we're like kind of in this little bubble, and that's why there's like no other life around us. But if we got beyond that, there's like a whole other fucking world out there.
That could be.
I don't know. I mean, all this shit's crazy, but it's just like, I don't know, maybe something's going on. I never understand how we study the fucking universe. I don't know how these guys come up with anything.
I also feel like if their data is not matching their hypothesis, then the hypothesis is probably wrong.
Yeah.
And it's like, we used to think that, the Earth was the center of the universe. Then that got disproven. Then I have another really stupid thing. This is really stupid, and I'm sure it can be disproven. But now I'm like, maybe it is the center of the universe. Like everything is moving out away from us from our perspective. So it's like if the universe is ever like maybe we are kind of towards the center. I don't know.
Is the Earth flat too?
No.
I see.
You're up.
No. I
no.
see what he's saying because
You're up again,
No, I get
Kevin. Hey, let's pause to talk about Roback. It's football season, everybody, and Roback is ready. They are dropping their licensed game day collection for 58 schools, custom designed polos, hoodies, and Q-zips. If you love college football, go to roback.com. This is the best college collection out there. This is the first I'm hearing of this. I know these are going to be awesome. I can't wait to see these.
I can't either.
If there's a Northwestern one, it's going to be a must cop for you.
I will be the first in line for it, Ed.
Wow. Honestly, these are going to be sweet. So I'm very excited to see it whenever they drop. So
I actually wore my Roback hoodie yesterday for the first time in a minute because it's been so hot, and I forgot how much I like Roback just top to bottom. I
They're
wear
great,
the shorts
dude.
like almost every day, but the hoodies are just perfect.
dude, they're great. Now's the time to get into the action.
Yep. All's
Use
coming up.
code DOG on roback.com for a generous 20% off for all new customers through the end of this week. That's spelled RHOBACK.com. That's 20% off all polos, hoodies, and more with code DOG. Get your college's little uniform here. It'll be very cool and worth it. I can make a strong bet on that.
I would go second pick. I'll there's so many good ones, but keeping with like my nerd space type shit and whatever, I'll go with Atlantis. I'll take the lost city of Atlantis. I think there's a reason why it's been in a million movies. I think the fact that it was Aristotle, Plato, whichever guy was like the Plato.
Yep.
One of the greatest like thinkers of all time. Whether it's all just like a misunderstanding or, was it just a regular city with the great, I think that kind of ties into the ancient aliens thing, that it was such an advanced civilization. I think one of my favorite things is the idea that like progress and technology and everything is really not as linear as we think, that like, there could be, it's more cyclical and all that shit.
Yeah,
So
you get blasted into the Stone Age all the time.
Yeah. I think that's like, that almost makes more sense to me. Like, that, we like if we got totally wiped out right now, would there be enough evidence that like the next people would just pick it up and run with it and be making all the shit we can make? Like probably not.
No shot. Who knows how to do anything? I don't.
I don't know how to do anything.
At all.
No,
Yeah.
like if we go to like nuclear war and the whole planet's the whole northern hemisphere at last, who's going to be the fucking guys that pick up where we left off? It's going to be people in like the Amazon rainforest and shit that know how to just hunt and scavenge and
It's going to be Sidney Wells' dad.
pretty much. Yeah, it'll be Sidney Wells' dad.
Yeah.
It's like when
Yeah.
we do like those answer the internet questions, like if you could go back in time, like what would you try to invent? And it's like, I could go back in time and tell you about an iPhone. I can't fucking make
Yeah.
it, dude. Like I couldn't do anything with knowledge from today back in the day. I could just tell you stories. That's it.
But that, like, my favorite part of the Atlantis thing is how it, like, the timeline kind of lines up with a lot of other things. So it's like, it was Plato's thing. And if you do the math, it goes to like 12,000 years ago, which is the end of the Ice Age. So you could have had like a meteor hit the North American ice sheet, and then that causes like the global flooding, tsunami, and insane amount of rain, which you have in Noah's Ark, you have in the Epic of Gilgamesh, you have in like all these ancient flood myth stories all around the world with people who didn't have any contact with each other, but
Right.
they all have the same story, more or less. So it's like maybe there's some, and maybe that's Atlantis, where Atlantis got wiped out, and it's like,
So let me ask you this then, because I agree with that. Why are we so like, it's Bible that there was a meteor that wiped out the dinosaurs? Like we know, is that because of like we know the Yucatan Peninsula, like where it hit? Like why do we know about those meteors and these other ones are like kind of speculated about and we don't know?
Question.
I don't know. I think there's it's Graham Hancock, and then there's that other guy that he does a lot of work with.
Yeah, those are like
The big
there's
beard.
like the two warring thoughts, right?
Yeah, but his thing, there's that, what is that guy's name? He's been on Rogan. He's been on a bunch of stuff. But he says that he thinks that there was like this insane, like a meteor.
Flint Dibble, by the way. Flint Dibble.
No, okay, I hate that guy. That's not
I
the
thought
guy.
you were talking about that.
No, fuck him. I hate that guy. But there's another guy who's like friends with Graham, and he thinks that we had an meteor impact somewhere over like Greenland, northern Canada, and there's some evidence of that, and that caused like insane, massive flooding like right away. And it just spread all throughout the rest of North America and like emptied into the Pacific Ocean.
Congrats to you, Kevin. You got the 1-1 pick, 6 overall. So
Yeah.
pretty good.
Yeah, that's great value.
Chief, you're up.
What happens after you die? What happens after you die?
That's a great one.
Yeah. So like no one will ever probably be able to answer that.
I can tell you.
What?
You just like melt into the ground and become.
I don't even know if we're even sitting here right now. This all might be a simulation.
Yeah,
I don't
that
know
is true.
shit.
We're in the
So,
Matrix.
You know,
yeah.
we should have had Jackie
program.
on this. Jackie, get her going on the simulations. Your brain will start melting.
Oh, I got to ask her next time I see her. I didn't know she was in
I
that.
didn't
Yeah,
know that
I
either.
should have thought that. It's mostly just the simulation. She probably would pick the simulation 5 times in a row.
This is a fantastic pick.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
I was worried that
It wasn't on my list because it's a little bit more like abstract, but it's.
Yeah.
I said the most burning question is, are we alive? It's probably wrong. The most burning question is what happens when you die.
Yeah.
Or where do we come from? It kind of all wrapped up into one.
Yeah, and I do have like a soft spot for people who like tell their near death experience stories, and I'm like, tell me about this. Like, so
Did you see a light? Did you not see a light?
Did you
hear
talk to
things?
somebody? Yeah. What did it feel like? So I don't know, but again, another one of those.
Yeah,
I
that's
don't know
good.
if these are confirmed, but I've read them in books and seen them all the time. The fact that they like almost were able to weigh the soul. Have you ever heard?
I have
when
heard of this. Yeah.
People die, you lose like a fraction of a gram or something like that, and there's no explanation. I don't know if that's true or not, but it's something fun to think about. I also think it's just again sort of like the pyramids. Like if there is something cool, but the fact that like as a species, we need to like latch onto something. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like almost too bleak to just be like, I don't know why we're here, and then you fucking die and you're worm food, and that's it. So either way, it's either intriguing or pretty kind of scary. You know?
Yeah.
I used to freak out when I was a kid. I used to be like, I'm just gonna be. I used to be afraid of heaven. I was like, even though it's cool, you never get out. You're just stuck there forever. All that shit really bugs me out.
Maybe you cycle back in. Who knows?
Little reincarnation.
I don't know.
What would White Sox Dave come back as if he was reincarnated?
Centipede.
Guitar? You could just get strummed all day?
I feel like White Sox Dave would come back as like a 6'5" version of himself. Like, let's run this experiment with height.
I'd be playing multiple professional sports.
You're up, Dave.
Who did Epstein work for? I think there's ties to a lot of governments at this point. You could probably point out. Was he blackmailing someone? Obviously, but he was blackmailing a lot of people.
Nah, dude, the whole
Like,
thing's a hoax. Obviously,
It's a hoax. So contrived by the Obamas and the Clintons trying to get Trump in trouble because they just have a salacious, like they just want him in the ground. But obviously, it's got to be talked about for this draft. We all want to know. It's honestly, weirdly enough, over the last handful of months, this has probably been the most unifying thing in the country.
I would agree.
Yeah,
Because
It's-
when Trump was running in 2016, and one of his big things was drain the swamp. This is the swamp.
the literal swamp
This
that you were
is the
talking
swamp.
about almost 10 years ago now is, we all know without actually knowing that that list and what Jeffrey Epstein was doing, like it was one and the same with the swamp.
Where did his money come from? Like,
He had
Go.
he had power of attorney of Lex Wessner's entire fortune.
Bro, he's the one that they need to investigate.
he's
Like,
never been questioned
Never
by
one
DOJ.
time.
anything.
Never
Not
one
once.
time. One
Like, he is
time.
the head of the fucking snake, man. Like,
I
at
did
least
not know that.
Not
it's
one time.
All roads lead back to Lex Wessner, and he's just like this.
He's an
what do you
evil
meant, like,
person, and he's
Chilling in Ohio.
Yeah.
Like, you know where he
Yeah.
is.
He invented like Victoria's Secret or something, right? That's
yes,
his big-
bought
Victoria's
it.
Secret.
Abercrombie.
Abercrombie, the limited brand,
Just like this
like
retail giant billionaire,
the
who,
biggest
like,
of the big.
might be the most evil person alive, and everyone's just like, yeah, whatever. And you know what? That's probably Lex Wessner fucking whacked him, so everyone's just talking about Jeffrey Epstein. Nobody talking about me because it seems like that guy's Teflon. Everything deflects off of him.
Big Ohio State football donor.
Yep,
Les Wexner.
big time.
He's
He's like
Portnoy
runs
lean
the-
on that.
He
Good.
but it's like we're just supposed to forget about it, and per our president right now, stop talking about it because it's a hoax. It's like,
But
Ghislaine
now-
Maxwell has fucking right-hand woman was convicted in a court
That's the main
and
thing.
is
It's
in
like, if you're
prison
telling me
for
there's
the
nothing,
next whatever years.
that girl should be free. If there's nothing there, like
Right.
you can't have both of these things.
So
you know?
wait,
So
so
guilty
she
of human trafficking people to no one.
to nobody. Who's she trafficking
no
to?
one on the receiving end.
Yeah.
This-
Fucking Virginia Jeffrey just died a couple months
yeah,
ago.
that was
Super
She
nuts.
got hit by a car
Yeah.
and then lived and then died.
Yeah, that's crazy.
It's all the same people who were working with Jeffrey Cooks, Matthew Thomas Crooks. Like, am I crazy saying that though? Like, there's some puppet master out there that
Thomas
is
Mack.
like,
You don't even know his name.
Well, like, is your question? What is it? Is it like what happened with Epstein, or who did he
He
work
said
for? 'Cause I
specifically
feel
who
like-
did he work for.
who do you work for? What
Okay,
was
I mean,
his
like
motive?
that's
Like, what
that's
is
something that's like, it's is. I mean, I think we can make our own assumptions. Ghislaine Maxwell's father worked for
Yes,
Mossad.
right.
Where Jeffrey Epstein went was Israel
After
right
2008.
after.
Yes.
Now he is Jewish, and that is something that I think any Jewish American could do. But I think Mike Baxter, somebody said recently it was China or Russia. I would be shocked if a Mossad agent's daughter was then working with this, like the most prolific known sex trafficker of our time, and like there was no Mossad being like, it was not involved in that. Like that would be pretty shocking. I mean, I guess it's possible, but
well, the way
I mean,
that,
even he died at he was probably assassinated. He died off of
maybe
bolt
he.
in
I mean, I guess
Canary
there is a
Island.
theory that maybe he like went against Mossad in some way. Who knows? But I mean, why wouldn't Mossad then take out Ghislaine? I don't know. Who knows? Who knows?
that's true too. Like, how is she still alive? That I can't believe she's still alive.
All right, to me, more talk again, but getting away from current events. It's DB Cooper still on the table,
Yeah.
so I'm gonna go DB Cooper.
Well, we solved that one with Chael Sonnen.
I know that's
Yeah.
yeah.
Dude, I'm going to start doing that on the internet, by the way. Like, Chael was just like, I know who did it. I can't tell
Well,
you.
he grew
I
up
can't
with
tell
them.
you. And then he makes like headlines everywhere. I'm just going
Yeah.
to start saying I knew shit and I invented shit. Can't prove it or disprove it.
Kevin, Ed and I are pretty big UFC fans. Chief is not. We had Chael in the office a couple of years ago before the mass moved back to Chicago when we were back in Wrigley. And I remember Chief was asking, he's like, I don't know anything about UFC. Should I be on this episode? I'm like, dude, trust me, you want to be on this episode.
Yeah.
And Chief and him were like the best friends within 2 minutes. And
We
like,
just talked.
sure.
I don't think we even talked about
we
UFC.
didn't, I don't think, mention UFC one single time.
Yeah.
There was like something relatively recently, like some new evidence or whatever, right? There was like somebody who found like the parachute, right? Didn't somebody have the parachute in like in their garage or some shit?
I
There was a documentary in the last 5 years.
Yeah,
or so, too.
there's a couple on Netflix.
It's a great mystery. It's one of those mysteries where you're like, damn, I wish I did that.
Yes, it's a
Because-
victimless crime.
Yeah. You hijack.
No, this was 8 months ago.
Oh.
This guy, DB Cooper's infamous parachute, may have just been found in North Carolina.
What?
It was in Oregon.
Yeah,
right?
I mean,
How?
but like the top comment on Reddit is this guy Dan Greider has a bad track record with the truth. So I don't like
Okay.
maybe he's just a conspiracy nut or whatever. Maybe he's just like Chael Sonnen. I've got his parachute. Everybody come to do news at my house. You know what I mean? But that's why it's a great pick because like all these years later, it's also like the plot of a fucking movie.
It's fun
You know what I
too.
mean?
It's we don't have to
so
get
cool.
like
200K.
talking about.
Yeah, there's no
Epstein and
like
shit.
victims, right? Nobody
Yeah.
died or anything, right?
Right.
It was
Yeah.
like kind of harmless. Like I hope he got away with it. I hope he like ran
I
away
did
and
too. I
I
hope
got
he
like
lived a
300
long,
300
successful-
grand, right?
200.
yeah, which
I thought it
back
was
then
like
is
half a
you
Yeah.
know, Kate.
So what was it? Early 70s? So what was 200 grand
Probably about $1 million, right?
in 1972? 1.5 million.
Yeah, there you go.
Nice.
You can buy
Hey, I'm
you can
happy
buy
for
like
him.
a pretty nice house in Chicago. That's it.
Oh no, you could have lived off that back then if you did it right.
I'm saying today, 1.5
Oh,
million
yeah,
today.
yeah.
Jack, you're up again.
Do I have back-to-back picks?
Yes.
Yeah.
All right. First, I'll go with Malaysian Airlines 370.
That was my next one. Fuck.
That is still crazy. There's a guy very similar to the one I was talking about with the Las Vegas shooter that's really like made it his life's work. I
Ashton
think,
Forbes, right?
Props to that guy, or either props to him or you're fucking crazy because that guy just every day is talking about the only like that's it. That's
And
all
he's
he talks
got that
about.
little
Everybody-
10-second to me, who doesn't know anything about production, looks like it's something that like Lance could whip up in a few minutes in,
Yeah, he loves that.
in Adobe Premiere or whatever.
Yeah, he's like, look at it. It just disappears. I'm like, yeah, you made that video on the internet, bro. I don't know what to tell you.
But what if he's right? What if he's right?
Yeah.
What if we do possess this technology that can literally just make entire planes just poof into like something?
And Jack, is it true?
To a
I heard
different
that there was
dimension.
like 4 guys who had a deal on a patent, and like 3 of them died and 1 survived or some shit like
I'm
that. I don't know if
always-
that was confirmed.
I'm always kind of shaky about that. I don't know if you guys remember after the Kobe thing, everyone was like, "Oh, there's this patent that like Kobe was trying to get," but it just turned out to be so fake and like it was like probably something for like a sports energy drink. Like it was definitely not something that would have caused anything like that. I would have to ask Forbes. Like Billy, who's no longer with Barstool, had him on. Great episode. But you're right, Kevin. The guy, every time, like, he'll just pop up on my feed every now and then on Twitter. And he's just like, he's still talking about it. I mean, I'm really impressed. Like, it's truly like his life's work is this airline, or not this airline, this disappearance. And I mean, I guess if it's being drafted in this, it's important, but it's not 1-1. Like, it's not 1-1.
Well, that's why it was drafted like 15th.
Netflix had a good doc on this.
Yeah.
I thought
They
did a
did.
good job.
But they had, but it was so like the theories of
They
that
presented some BS.
so like sensational.
Yeah.
Well, what is it like? The main things is like there's no wreckage. It like flew it like was way off course when it finally like the last
Indian Ocean
ping or whatever. But I whenever I say there's no wreckage, I'm like, I don't know. Isn't there a chance it's just at the bottom of the fucking ocean? And it's like
Right.
trying to find a needle in a haystack and it just fucking crashed.
It's possible, yeah. I mean, I guess that's part of the mystery, and like, if you were to like assign percentages to it, like that probably is maybe the most likely outcome. But I mean, all of these mysteries, like even JFK, like there's a chance it was just a crazy person. Maybe Matthew Crooks, just a crazy person. But enough evidence is out there that I would suggest it's like I mean, there's something there, and so yeah, I mean. That's crazy. And like, if you were to try to test something, and this goes to like Kevin's theory back in the day, where it's like, it's Malaysia. Like, who gives a fuck?
Yeah, that's another thing. If this was,
Yeah,
Delta,
it's like-
it's a whole different story.
Well, the United
Yeah,
States.
if that was Delta, it would be like the #1 story of all
Yes.
time. But
Yes.
it's like Malaysia. Like, who gives a fuck? Like like the India crash that happened a little bit ago. It's like no one gives a fuck. Like, it's just like, it's
We
India.
could barely find Malaysia, let alone this fucking plane.
Right. There was one theory I saw that there was like a bunch of Chinese nationals on the plane that it was kind of like a warning shot to China, like, hey, if you not what year did this happen?
2013.
I don't know.
2016?
Let's keep it rolling though.
13.
But it was like a warning shot at China saying, hey, we're gonna take out your like top nuclear scientists or something that are on this flight just by like warping them into another dimension, and fuck off if you try to do anything about it. And they like bent the knee afterwards. I don't know.
All right, guys. Chevy Drive Chicago has everything you need to shop and buy smart at your local Chevy dealer. Great styles, the latest tech. You'll look good and feel good about what you're driving. Now is the time to get into the Chevy family of EVs. Equinox EV, Blazer EV, and Silverado EV. Take advantage of all incentives today. Don't wait. Go to ChevyDriveChicago.com to find your local dealer and drive one today. You might be in the market.
I am in the market very soon. My car is just on its last leg, so I will be heading over to Chevy Drive Chicago. But until that happens, we got a little road trip coming up to northern
We do?
Wisconsin. We're going to be taking Chief Chevy Blazer up there, which out of all the cars, out of all the road trips we've done, that is the car to go. We're not renting a car. We're just taking Chief's car on up there. And other people in the office have too. PFT's got the EV Blazer.
It's great.
Nice, like ruby red type color. It's beautiful. Chevy's the way to go.
It really is. And you can head to ChevyDriveChicago.com to find your local dealer today. And you'll be able to browse everything and see what the perfect match for you is. So one more time, head to ChevyDriveChicago.com to find your local dealer today. Also, Part of My Cheesesteak. It's perfect for your game day meal or late night eats. Part of My Cheesesteak offers a wide variety of cheesesteaks, loaded fries, and popular desserts, all delivered right to your door. Now that preseason football is underway, Part of My Cheesesteak added a brand new combo on its menu, introducing the big one, an original classic cheesesteak, your choice of our brownie bites or donut dippers, and a drink, all for a discounted price. Go to partofmycheesesteak.com to order with code PMC20 for 20% off. Jack, you're up again.
All right, I'll do it. I don't know if it's that much of a mystery, but what was the COVID lab leak
Yeah,
intentional?
Yeah.
that's for sure. That's for sure on the list too.
And was it put out there for a reason? Obviously, we kind of have accepted the lab leak theory, but the whole thing is kind of crazy. I went from remember when it was a bat?
Bat.
It was that a little
Soup
bit,
and
and then it
bats and markets to it's-
markets, the open market and stuff.
That's similar to the Malaysian thing though, because I would have believed all the bat and soups and open markets too.
Of course.
I don't know.
What the fuck is a wet market, and why are they buying bats? That's
Right.
fucking
And
what is?
No shit, there's a pandemic.
I think the bat soup theory might be my favorite theory of anything ever.
Because it's if you said some guy in New York did it, I'm like, no, he didn't. You say some Asian guy was eating bat soup, like, I guess so.
And especially that picture. Remember the picture that was out there of that guy, the bat in his soup?
Yeah.
It was disgusting.
Vile,
Dude,
yeah.
that's it.
Yeah.
This motherfucker thought this was good, and he
Idiots. Yeah.
No, it's a good one.
Eat our fucking poison French fries, and you'll never have that problem.
You don't have a problem. All right, back to me. I'm gonna do true crime. I'm gonna say JonBen Ramsey.
That's the goat of true crime for
Yeah,
sure.
it's 100%.
How was that doc? I never watched it.
There's
On
a
Netflix?
bunch
Yeah.
of them.
Yeah,
It's fine.
there's a ton of them. They're
It's hard to watch them because it's very
Yeah.
if you're gonna do a doc, you gotta have new shit. You gotta have something. You know what I mean? A lot of those are just kind of repeating a lot of the same shit. Everybody thinks the brother did it now, and there's always a couple kernels here and there, but
now I think people are backing off that a lot.
but I also think that's just because I don't even know if there's evidence one way or the other. I think that's just like the internet. Once the internet gets a theory, then you have the contrarians who say no, and the pendulum just goes fucking back and forth. It is the brother situation is weird though.
Well, yeah, because the thing was that a lot of people, he did an interview with Dr. Phil, and people just didn't like how he came off. That doesn't mean that he did it, and
That's the Gone Girl situation. You can't win. If you cry, you're hysterical. If you don't cry, you did it. It's like just don't go out in public if you're accused of one of these things.
Yeah, exactly. Someone reached out to me a couple years ago about having him on. They're like, "Hey, I'm friends with him. We know you'd give him a fair shot. Would you have him on?" I was like, yeah, let's do it. But then it disappeared. I would love to talk to him.
No surprise there.
I know.
I do think about it as a parent. If I don't know, one of my kids killed one of my other kids, I'd probably stick up for it and cover it up and run away. I don't know.
I mean,
You don't want to lose both your kids.
Yeah, it's crazy. Just the open window, the note makes no fucking sense.
No sense. The note makes no sense.
Yeah, I don't know how much you guys know about this, but it's maddening how there's so many different smoke screens all over the place and nobody knows.
The
what
only
happened
thing,
to this
Eddie,
girl.
is it's been solved. It's Katy Perry.
Yeah.
We all know that, right?
Yeah,
Wait, what's this?
There's just a bunch of people that think JonBen Ramsey's Katy Perry. They kind
I
of
love that one.
I've never heard this one.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they look.
Did you
They
see-
sort of look alike as kids, and they're like, "What if?"
yeah.
Did you see who Katy Perry was on a date with last night?
No.
This kind of connects to this draft, and I don't think this is going to be picked. But Katy Perry was on a date last night with Justin Trudeau.
I mean, his dad's fucking Castro, isn't he?
Yeah, I know. That's why I was saying.
Yeah.
That's why I was saying.
That's a
it
rumor
connects
too,
to
right?
this
Yeah,
draft
yeah.
in a way,
Yeah.
like
Everyone
what
get picked.
a truly wild couple. I mean, I guess it makes sense too. Known people. I think Katie's
That
always
is-
been,
That's a
left
match
leaning.
made at the World Economic Forum. That's
That
what that
is.
is. Yeah.
Yo, is Katy Perry the most irrationally hated person alive? I don't think I know anybody. Like, there's like Katy Perry super fans, but all regular people are like, fuck that chick.
I don't know
Irrational.
what she did. I don't
Is
know
it
what she's ever
irrational?
done that's bad though. Like I don't.
No,
hate her.
that's what I mean. It's irrational. It's
Yeah.
like she just kind of rubs people the wrong way, and it's like every time I see a new video of her, she's like doing something stupid at her show, or like the space thing, or
The
what.
space,
It's just like
the space thing is what lost me forever.
Yeah,
I'm like,
She shouldn't have fucking accepted an invitation to space.
Like
Fuck
she
her.
kissed the ground.
Kissed
she
the
put
ground.
daisy up.
yeah, the daisy, the whole like, shut the fuck up.
All those chicks just.
How does
had
it feel to
say-
be an astronaut now? You did not fucking you.
All they
I
had to
can't
say was
it.
like that was a really cool experience.
Yeah.
And I admire the people who do that for a living. Done, and you're good.
yeah, and I'm so like fortunate to be up there.
Yeah, totally.
So yeah,
the future is female.
JonBen. I think it's. Yeah, I think Kevin. It's got to be one of the biggest true crime ever. White
At least
Sox
in
fan.
America. God, there's so many good ones left. I'm gonna go with what I think is that's not kinda. I'm just gonna go with the NWO conspiracy theory. We're just all ruled by a group of honestly
Is
this
mystery or conspiracy theory?
well, mystery, conspiracy theory,
Yeah.
like Illuminati.
Well, wait, those are kind of we're throwing a bunch of things in the mix there, no? Or am
Yeah.
I misinformed?
well,
on the
and
NWO?
I think NWO New World Order is just kind of the overarching.
So you're picking like
thing.
who runs the world.
Yeah, who runs the world?
Okay.
That's that. Thank you, Chief.
You're
who
welcome.
runs the
Who
world?
speaks White Sox Dave
Yes.
better than me?
Chief does it the best. Who runs the world?
Okay.
I think. I mean,
Yeah,
I
Who
think.
knows?
What's that Netflix family thing, The Family, where there's like that one Christian family that's been in like every American administration for like forever. You know what I'm talking about?
I remember hearing about this. Yeah,
It's like they're like deeply religious and they're like in every single president administration, and it's like they're the ones running the show. I don't know.
and it's like you get into like the Rothschild stuff. And
Yeah.
Tucker just had this guy on yesterday talking about like central banks and how banking actually works, and you're just like, it
Central banking is,
talk to me.
if you want to talk
just
about,
Talk to me.
That's a
Jack.
trigger word for
Corruption.
Jack Mac.
if you want to talk about what, like everyone's like, like everything's fucked up. Central banking, like it's. I would recommend diving into that topic. I know a lot of people out there hate Tucker Carlson. You don't have to go to the Tucker. There's a lot of people out there that have talked about it. The central banking system is disgusting.
It is.
It's destroyed individuals' abilities to make anything of themselves. It's a real shame. It's a real shame. And Rothschilds are really connected to all of that. Yeah, I mean that
They
would be.
own,
I
like,
think like
all of the real estate in the world.
Rothschilds would have been a great just pick on itself. Just Rothschilds.
All right, Chief, you're up.
I will take Jimmy Hoffa.
Yeah.
Ooh,
Where is that guy? What happened?
he's
to
in
him?
Giant
Yeah.
Stadium.
But then they
Giants
dig it
in the
up.
middle.
I genuinely believe that. I really do. That might be crazy. I think they threw that motherfucker in the cement.
It'd be fucking awesome.
I think it, like, for that era, like if you told me that now, I don't think so. But like when the mob was cooking, like I think they did shit like that.
I don't think so. What? It only cursed the Jets because I don't think you can win Super Bowls if you got a guy buried underneath the 50-yard line.
Maybe he was a Jets fan. I don't know. Or maybe he was a Giants fan, and it's like good luck. He's like, I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's in a barrel drum.
Yeah.
He's down there somewhere.
Did you guys like the movie? What was it, the fucking
The Irishman?
Yeah, The Irishman.
I got to rewatch it again soon.
I like
I've only
it.
watched
in
it.
the
I,
moment. Yeah.
I watched it once. It was just fine. I thought
It was entirely.
I mean,
it was fine. Yes,
Too long.
that I was
Very
like, you need to wrap this shit up. I remember thinking
too
that.
long, and the de-aging was awful.
That
Awful.
was one of
That was
those
bad.
things where it was like, you would have been better served making that a miniseries. Like I'd rather have like an 8-part miniseries of
Yes.
that
Five
story
hours
than a
movie.
3
It is funny that
story.
I'll watch 12 hours of a 12 episode. I'm watching Mad Men.
Well,
right
you
now.
got
Every
clean
season is-
breaks.
Yeah, but I don't take them. I just keep going. But if
Yeah,
it's a
yeah,
3-hour
that's true.
movie, I'm like, this
Oh,
is too long.
fuck. This is so long. Yeah.
Also, that's a movie where just cast new mobsters. It doesn't have to be De Niro until he's 100 years
Yeah.
old. If you got some younger guys in there, I mean, when they de-aged his face, but he was still like hobbling like an old man. I was like, we just don't even need to do this scene. It's crazy.
The fight
Yeah.
scene was bad. Yeah.
The fight scene.
Yeah.
I mean,
But it's weird. It's a lot of the people that didn't like it. It's because they compared it to Goodfellas. Like that's
Yeah,
Well, you
yeah. Well, but
can't.
they hyped it up like that. Like
Yeah.
it was
yeah.
you
No,
know,
I know.
talked about it that way.
I think if
I'm gonna
we watch
rewatch
it
it.
now, I think we'd be like, oh, this was actually way better than I remembered.
it was fine.
KFC are up.
2, right? I'm gonna right off the rip. I got to go Zodiac Killer. I think
Good
that's
one.
another. I think I got great value there. That's
Agreed.
a great movie. That's one movie that I didn't mind being like 3 hours long. Zodiac is great.
The one with Jake Gyllenhaal.
Yeah.
That
Yeah,
one actually
really.
weirdly creeped me out when he was breathing into the phone. I was like scared.
Yeah,
And I was an
it's
adult
a
when I
good
watched
one.
it. I was like, this is kind of fucking creepy. I don't like this.
And those the ciphers and the letters and just the like Zodiac, the term. For my money, I think that's kind of the greatest. Well, there's a couple others. I won't mention them because they might be on the list, but I think Zodiac Killer. I remember that as like a kid, like kind of just hearing what that is, and it just like it stuck with me my entire life. The Zodiac Killer, and some good ones here. I'll go because I couldn't get the pyramids. I'll go like pyramids JV and go Stonehenge. Stonehenge is kind of like, it's just not the same scope of the pyramids, and I think it's a lot more like believable that people could have gotten that up there. But the fact that it captivated people as much as it did, there's something about that topic that like humans, like how could you maybe it's just because like regular people can't imagine lifting those bricks or using some of the tools that they did, but the fact that it all lines up with the sun and like the shadows and all that. So I'll take that one.
Don't those rocks also come from like a few hundred miles south or something?
That's the real
far.
thing that's
Yeah.
confusing.
Yeah.
It's like if it was down the block, you could get a bunch of guys to
Right.
lift it up, but it's like special limestone or some shit that's like from a country away.
Yeah.
It's also one of those things where if you like try to put yourself in those shoes and they're like, hey, we're going to build this temple and you're going to carry these megaton blocks. And I'll be like, no. Like, what the fuck? Like I'm not.
No
like,
thanks, dude.
I'm not doing
lifting
that.
that shit.
Yeah, that shit looks.
But,
That's
okay,
heavy.
Now let's think, actually, I don't even know when it was built. However, 1,000 years, whatever. So you got like no brain, basically, no modern anything to do. You are probably like a religious freak who's afraid of the gods. You're probably like, oh, I don't know. I got nothing. I literally have nothing else to do, and I'll believe anything you tell me. I'll move these bricks from here to there because I don't want to get, struck down by whatever god you're telling me.
Bro,
That's the only nowadays you can. I'd be like, I'm just gonna go watch TV. I'm not doing any of this shit.
Can't we make this out of fucking trees?
Right?
Yeah.
There's plenty of blocks. Like get some
Yeah.
balsa wood,
Well,
get some
right.
fucking drywall. I don't
Right.
know, man.
So it says the construction started in several phases, starting in 3100 BC and lasting until 600 BC. So
Okay. I'm actually more happy with that pick because I didn't know it was that old. That's crazy.
yeah, but also like, how do you like America? Like when you go to like the old places in New York and New England and stuff, and you're like, damn, that's 300 years old. Imagine having 1,500 years of people being like, no, we got to build this stone circle. We've been building it we're almost done. We've been building it for 1,500 years. Like just move that last block in place. And it's like, how do you have like a collective motivation to build that for thousands
You know what it's like?
of years?
It's like for me, it's like the 2nd Avenue subway in New York and the Big Dig in Boston. There are construction things that last like 5-10 years, and society is like, this is crazy how long it's taking.
Yeah.
Imagine if it was 1,500 years.
It's like, what'd your dad do? He was building this fucking thing.
Move
It's like
that rock
What
we
your
an inch.
entire lineage do. We all
yeah,
did this.
we've all just been lifting these blocks, dude. So it's insane.
Crazy.
You're up, Chief.
Oh, this is the one that's similar to my second pick, but it's like, how did the universe start? What the fuck is it? What is the Big Bang? And if they're like, how can something come out of nothing? The universe of itself just blows my mind.
Yeah.
Like I try not to think about it too much because it is just like, what do you mean the biggest thing in the world used to be able to fit on the head of a pin or was literally nothing and a snap, and then it's like whoosh, it's everything. Like how can that be? And does that mean it's
you said
happening
this-
all the time? What is that?
You said it earlier. and this is something I think about often with all this stuff, is like when we all thought the world was the center of the universe and flat Earth and all this stuff. I always try to think of, what do you think right now is the thing that 100, 200, 500 years from now, they'll be like, can you believe those morons thought XYZ?
Yeah, no.
And I think this is one of them. I think that they're going to be like, they thought that the whole universe fit in an atom. That's crazy. I think there's so many things that we think about the universe or any science that we just kind of take as gospel. And it's like, we're going to look stupid about something. We're not that smart. We haven't figured it all out. So, and I think this is a good candidate for that one. Like, it might be true, but it also could be laughably not.
I also like, this is one of those things where it's like, I don't care what the equations are, like whatever super nerd scientist came up with this. Like, I'm just like, no. I'm sorry.
On paper,
yeah. Like fucking prove it. And they're like, look at this equation. I'm like, your equation's bullshit. Like, I don't believe that for a second. I don't know what started, where it came from, what was before. I don't know. But it blows my mind.
Yeah, it's like, I don't know, but you don't either, motherfucker.
You don't
You're
know.
lying.
Stop trying to tell me you know. And then what was that more recent telescope?
The James Wood one?
Probably not James Wood.
James Wood's the actor.
He's an actor. James something, though.
Webb.
James Webb.
Yeah.
James Webb. But wasn't there things that were like, actually, now we think the universe is double the age. So we were always told 13 billion. Now they're like, wow, it might be 26. Like, what do you mean?
Those are all made up too.
How are you off by 13 billion years? That's not like, oh, we almost had it. You're off by 13 billion years.
They do it with more reasonable stuff, but it's like, we thought that humans were like 100,000 years old, and then we discovered one thing, and they're like, actually double it. So it's like, well, until you just keep digging and finding shit, don't even tell me you know anything, because you're very, very wrong all the time.
Almost exclusively wrong.
Never right.
Yeah.
Dave, you're up.
Yeah, you want to talk about people that were wrong. Scientists, they're just wrong.
They're just wrong all the time. But you know what it is? I think if you were to talk to real scientists, they'd be like, these are our theories and we're working through them. It's people talking about science.
Yes, I think you're dead on right there.
But I do think dead on right there. I don't agree with that. I think people fall in love with their own ideas.
They throw the scientists in front of us, and it's like, this is
trust the experts.
Stay in your house for the next fucking 2 years.
All right, here we go.
Oh, he's right.
No, he is right. He's very right.
Here, bro.
He's very right.
There are, I think when and I think you did as well, Chief, when I interviewed Schellenberger, we were just talking in general. I can't remember some of the names he specified were like, here are some journalists and some scientists that have openly been like, I was wrong. I looked at the evidence. Here's now my opinion. And like, if you can't do that, I don't think you should have any sort of position of authority or on anything. Because everybody, you see it with just even like the dumb shit that we do. Rather than just being like, I was wrong, that guy's a bust. Dig your heels in and be like, no, he's going to be a Pro Bowler or whatever it is. People just cannot admit they were wrong.
I'd like to admit that I was wrong about Justin Fields. He sucks.
I mean, he did rise from the dead. He did rise from the dead and practice again, so maybe he's superhuman.
Maybe.
People threw a funeral for him, bro.
Dave, what do you got?
I am going to go with, let's go with the old Tupac mystery. Obviously, it was prevalent. It was prevalent a lot, not as much anymore, but I mean, Kevin, you can speak to this. You're a little older than us. When it was going down, it was 96, right? When he died?
96, 97. Yeah.
96, 97.
Yeah. Well, I'm just going to throw, I'll give you Biggie too. I think you just got to lump those together.
Totally. How prevalent was it in pop culture, in the news? And
yeah, it was crazy,
right?
But I still don't think it was crazy enough. I think the fact that rap was still like gangster rap and it wasn't the number one genre, and like, I think it would be very different now. But it still was a big deal. I mean, it's like, imagine if in 26 and 27, Taylor Swift and Beyonce were murdered and nobody found out. That's kind of like for the rap world. They weren't like on that level, but in the rap world, they were. They were the absolute two greatest of all time. Like the argument, and they both get whacked a year apart. And no, not even like, I think now, recently they kind of made an arrest with Tupac, with Orlando, and all these gangs and all that shit. But like for the most part, no evidence. Just like,
it's just a big ass mystery, and
on the Las Vegas Strip, by the way. We're not talking like he died, in a plane crash in the middle of the ocean. It was in front of everybody, and nobody knows.
And if you want to really go into like the conspiracy theory nuts and bolts of it, like he talks about Machiavelli faking his own death, and there's obviously you see all these pictures of him in like Venezuela and like hiding with all the Nazi expats in fucking Argentina and shit. It's like, is he actually dead? I don't know.
Yeah.
Obviously, he
There
was
was a
releasing
lot of that.
music for fucking ever afterwards.
That might have been like the birth to me. I should say the birth, but like the first time I witnessed people being like, count the letters of the album title. And
Yes,
it matches
yes,
up,
exactly.
The album was the 7 Day Theory, and he died 7 days after he got shot, and like all that shit went crazy back then.
Wait, so Kevin, like, where did you see that? Like on the internet? Like where was that?
I vividly remember the back pages of the front page of the newspaper, like Daily News and New York Post.
So that it was like they would put it
in New York. It was. I don't know if like the Midwest was doing it, but
I would imagine it was everywhere.
Yeah.
Because I mean, like, obviously we now see it. Like, I mean, you go on Twitter, you could see like there's an explanation for everything based off of numerology. But it's always fascinating, like how those got to certain. I know that there was internet forums back then that were just very popular, and it was always like maybe you had one friend in a group that was like he had the best internet, and he was the one that was in the most.
You know, there was someone who came out with like a stone tablet, and it was a town crier.
Yeah.
That's how we got it done back then. I mean, it's crazy how like, nowadays you just know everything all the time. I don't think we're meant to do that. I think that's like it's gonna fuck with us forever. But yeah, it was. And then you know what I'm always the most fascinated by is how pre-internet we all know Marilyn Manson got his ribs removed, Little Kim got her stomach pumped, all of those urban legends like that. On the internet makes sense because a tweet goes viral, but how did I know that and you knew that, in Idaho in like 1994?
See, you said
the Little Kim one, I have that same memory, but it was about Britney Spears.
That's how ours was. Yeah. It was Britney Spears.
Yeah, there's always updated, they just keep cycling in the new people,
Random
but certain things just grasped the American culture, at least by had a hold on them.
All right, it's to me. I'm probably going to take my draft here, but my last two picks are just two true crime things that I need figured out before I die. The first one is Brian Shaffer's disappearance. So you guys have definitely never heard of this, but this guy Brian Shaffer, he was a med student at Ohio State. It was after he took like a big final or he took a big test. There's video footage of him walking into the bar. There's no video footage of him ever leaving the bar, and he's just gone.
Back door. Emergency exit.
There's theories that he changed in the
exit.
bar. There's theories that he took off the smiley face killer theory, like really took off with him. I have to just send you the video footage because seeing him take an escalator up to this bar and then knowing like we don't know where this guy left from is crazy.
Is there any like
it's crazy.
Like, people like wheeling a dumpster out or something like that? Like they could have chopped him up and put him in a bag or some shit?
There is some theories that he went out the back door, but those have been largely.
But he's disappeared.
He's disappeared. Nobody
body.
never found
when was
nothing.
this?
This was. Hold on, I have it pulled up here.
I've never heard of this.
He was last seen in 19 March 31st. Sorry, I can't fucking find this. March 30th, 2006. Yeah. It's crazy. I don't know. It's one of those things, like I said, I'm giving you two deep cuts at the end.
Yeah.
But
has there been docs on this?
I don't know if there's been a doc on him, but he's got a lengthy if you talk to people who are like really in the weeds of true crime, they'd be like, what the fuck happened to that guy?
Huh.
You know what's crazy? This kind of speaks to what we were just talking about, the differences of like being older in the world and shit. His girlfriend, Alexis, waited for him in his apartment for 2 days. Could you imagine just being like, I mean, we had cell phones then, so I don't know why, but just being like, I hope he comes home. I don't know. Eddie's been gone for a while. Like, I'm just going to wait for him for 48 hours.
Yeah.
She was probably pissed for like a good chunk of that.
Yeah.
He was going to go, you know what? He ran away because he was like, I'm going to go to the doghouse for the rest of my life. He probably just disappeared on purpose.
Yeah.
Pulled a Tupac.
No footage of three other bars. There's no footage of him anywhere else. He had dinner with his dad like right before. It's honestly crazy how there's no footage of a guy.
It does say they were hoping to fly to Miami where he had hinted he might propose. So maybe he was getting cold feet. Maybe he's like, I can't do this shit. I got to disappear.
Yeah. It's honestly insane. Look into it if that's something.
Kevin sounds like he has.
No, I just Googled it quick, but it is an interesting one.
Jack Mac, you're up.
All right, last two picks, and I'm going to go with, first off, what was the extent of MK Ultra? I think it's a little bit past conspiracy theory. It's actually pretty out there that it was a very massively ran government program that they worked on a lot of stuff, and we learned about it later in life, later after it happened. But is there stuff like that going on right now? Is MK Ultra something that turned into something else? MK Ultra existed on that kind of military base in, I think, Montauk, where there is kind of the thought, is that something that's going on out there? Or were people that descended from MK Ultra, people that were involved in it, were those people kind of still in the experiment per se? I would say it's one of the, I think it should be the number one thing taught in school, outside of like where like America came from, where I guess we don't know where the universe came from, but I think it's something that should be known by every single person in America, at least.
There's a very obvious reason why it's not, though.
Yeah, but I mean, it is an insane, disgusting thing that the U.S. government did to young individuals, older individuals. It's legit insane, and people will be like, "Oh, I mean."
But my thing with that, to me, it's the number one example of. You ever see the pyramid of like conspiracy theories, and they have reasonable ones, and then it goes all the way up to like crazy shit, like reptilian stuff. And the bottom one is like conspiracy theories that now are accepted to be true. And MK Ultra to me is like that, and the Epstein stuff is like when everyone's like, "Oh, you're a tinfoil hat crazy person." It's like, well, what about this one that was proven to be super duper true and is fucking insane? So like, if that could be happening, or Epstein could be happening, or Bohemian Grove could be happening, what's the next one that's going to be proven to actually be true? And then we just accept it. And, the people who were called crazy for believing in it are like, yeah, I've been fucking telling you all the time. To me, MK Ultra is like the best example of that.
We discovered MK Ultra by accident. So that
how did that happen?
So they were doing in the 70s, they had when the Zapruder film became out there, they had the Church Committee, which was a Senate investigation of the CIA, and then they had a supplemental one, which was like the House HSCA, something like that. It's like the House Committee on Assassinations. And like through combing over all these documents, which they couldn't even get all their hands on everything, they're like, wait, what is this thing? What is this? So so it was not like we were looking into it or there's a whistleblower. It was just like they turned over a trove of documents and then they found this stuff. And then it's like you find out like the Manson, Charles Manson's linked to it, and the Unabombers had ties to it. There's all the Timothy Leary stuff, and it's like it was all born out of the CIA kind of black op dirty tricks thing, where it's like we have an unlimited budget. Let's fuck everyone up on LSD and see if we can do remote viewing or get them to turn them into Jason.
I want to say
it
was Alan Dulles who heard that the Soviets
That's exactly right.
Yeah, the Alan Dulles heard that the Soviets were performing mine whatever.
We got to do it too.
Yeah. We got to do it too. Let's rally up. But the Oklahoma City guy, he was a part of it too, right?
That I don't know.
And then Timothy Leary, who was the other guy?
Timothy Leary was a Harvard professor.
Charles Manson, obviously a great book that you guys should both read.
Ted Kaczynski.
I think Ted Kaczynski was
Kaczynski was like an absolute bona fide fucking genius.
Yeah, he went to Harvard at 16.
They fucked his brain up so bad, but he could still channel the genius part about it. It go read Chaos if you guys haven't read it. It's an awesome book.
I mean, it's just. I think it relates to you could even turn this draft pick a little bit into just how deep does the CIA really go?
Oh yeah.
And we know so many things about Vietnam and Cuba, it's so many things, and them going into other countries and just trying to
literally 10 years ago in in Ukraine. 10 years ago.
Yeah, and
that's very proven.
And we're now, it's like if they're still doing. They're up to the no good, and they're like, "Oh, we're just done with MK Ultra." You're just telling me the same people that did that are still in the agency, all of that. They're just like, "Oh, we're good. We're not trying anything like that anymore." That's one that I'll always kind of think about. And
we'll be good now. We'll be good.
It's the unelected global elite, Jack Mac.
All right, Jack Mac, what's the fifth round pick
possible
here?
And my final draft pick, I guess this will make Epstein twice on the list, but I had a tweet about this. What was going on in his ranch on his ranch in New Mexico? There was some crazy shit going on over there, man. There was talks of like they were trying to almost form, like he had that like it looks like a helicopter pad, but it was almost like a call to like someone, like a god above. They removed it. There was talks of tunnels underneath it. That is where shit gets crazy. People talk about the island. People talk about New York. What happened in New Mexico? I once read a really good blog piece, and then the guy did a video on it about connecting, like essentially what Epstein was trying to do was like he was trying to create his own Westworld, and he was trying to do it in New Mexico, and he was trying to make like form different types of humans and like make this. I just really want to know, and he died with it. What was going on over there? And
it's 8,000 acres.
Jesus
dude,
Christ.
and
It's listed right now for $27.5 million.
I think that's one of those like wink, wink. You ain't getting that, buddy. We own that, and that is now like owned. The New Mexico Epstein Ranch is wild to me, and I think it's a little bit obscure. But I think with what's going on now, I want to know who went to the ranch, bro. I know it's like we want to know what happened on the island, but like I think what was happening on the island was blackmail, freaky shit, people that are disgusting pedophiles. The ranch is like, this is where we go to another level. Like this guy wasn't playing just for blackmail. This guy was playing for keeps. He was trying to change human history.
They said it did sell, but it's all undisclosed. So I don't think just some regular dude goes and buys fucking
Blackstone or a Blackstone, one of those bought in. They're like, that's ours now.
All right, it's to me. I'm another one. Like I said, I'm staying in the true crime realm. In 2006, same year. I didn't realize they were both the same year, but this was in January. This girl in Orlando named Jennifer Kessie disappeared. Chief, I think I did a dog walk with you on this once.
Well, the name sounds familiar.
Yeah, and like the two reasons why I chose these two is because there's video footage from both of them that are very disturbing and weird. So this one, she went missing. She was supposed to go to work. She didn't show up for work. They're like, oh, where is she? Her car's gone. Her car's missing. They sent out the whole search parade. They tried to see where she was. Found nothing. 3 days later, they found her car at a different parking lot of a condo complex, like 2 miles away. Couple miles, whatever it was. Maybe less than 2 miles. And on the video, they show a guy getting out of the car, and it was back in the day where the camera footage wasn't great. So it just kind of takes like pictures like every 4 seconds, and it has this guy walking the outline perimeter of like a gated in pool. And the way the camera goes,
You remember this now.
It takes a picture, and this guy, they call him the luckiest person of interest in history. He is perfectly captured right when his face past like the gate post and then the other gate post. So you never see this guy's face. You got to look at the footage. It's fucking insane. And then as of this day, she's never been found. So it's one of those things that I think about that video far too often. And like I said, these are two that I would love to see figured out before I'm gone. But that's my pick. Probably nothing to say about it. That's fine. We could keep it moving. Dave, you're up.
Wow, great pick, Ed. How do I follow that up? That heater of a pick.
I mean, I said what I was doing.
Yeah, no, you did.
Credit to you.
As you would say, I Papa Doc myself. but go.
Let's go with the. All right, I'm going to go with did Hitler actually die? Did the Soviets capture him, or did he cut a deal with, maybe it wasn't the CIA at the time, but like the 1930s 45 version of the CIA. Did they cut a deal with them to ship him off to Argentina? Did the Soviets actually have his body? Was there a body double? Was he in that bunker with Eva Braun and Heinrich Himmler and all them? I don't know, but
I'm pretty sure the body that they found was a woman that they tested it 50 years after.
They have the one clip, and I've seen every fucking World War II documentary on Netflix at this point. They have the clip, and it does not look like Adolf Hitler's body. Even like Kevin, like anybody who's not even a World War II like weirdo like me that watches this shit would be like, that doesn't look like Adolf Hitler. That looks like Charlie Chaplin or something. It's super weird.
Well, Charlie Chaplin looks like Adolf Hitler, bro.
He does, but like you can tell, you can still tell them apart. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I don't know if they were charred.
I also think it's just crazy that like there's just a lot of like actually for sure proven documentation of Germans living in Argentina and wherever.
Dude,
and like that the top dog didn't get that, couldn't do that too. I mean, I guess you can make the argument they focused on killing him, but also it seems like if people were escaping, he'd probably be one of them.
I mean, they got Adolf Eichmann in like the 60s living down there.
Yeah,
there was one guy in like the 80s.
That's what I'm saying. Like, it was
like
want to
20
say
years after the fact.
The state of Israel it wasn't a state at that point, but I think that Israel became a country in 48, I want to say. And then in the 60s, they like extradited him from Argentina and hung him.
They had this like crazy mission where they're posing as just like regular citizens, and then they snatched him, got him on a plane and took him back. So they had no like extradition laws with an agreement with Argentina.
They
so
just went in there undercover and grabbed his ass.
Yeah. So that was going to be my last pick.
Oh,
because I blogged it maybe in like 2019. His supposed house down in Patagonia. Mm-hmm. It's gorgeous, I gotta say.
Hey, you've been to the Eagle's Nest? I bet it's pretty.
Yeah,
pretty.
Would you live in Hitler's house?
In that one, I think I would. I think the climate of Patagonia suits me.
Kevin, look up the Berchtesgaden or something like that. The Eagle's Nest, Hitler's lair that the Nazi party bought for him for his birthday. It's in the.
I'm sure it's fire. I just don't think
Austrian
I could,
Alps, and it's the most unbelievable place of all time.
I don't know if I could watch like my Netflix docs while I'm in Hitler's house. I don't know.
Chief.
That's true.
I really got to pivot.
There's a bunch of Hitler Nazi adjacent ones.
Well, like I could take any of the Indiana Jones themes, but I'll just say the Mayans. Where'd they go? How'd they come up with that calendar?
I thought we were all gonna. What was it? 2012.
I
thought we were all doomed. Come to the Mayan calendar.
I wasn't like a doomsday prepper, but I was like, shit might go down.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like
I remember that with Y2K too. I was like, the clock hit midnight, and I was like, looking
around.
Windows, like,
we are still here.
Yeah.
I remember my family was just like, all right, just turn off the computer tonight. Computer's not allowed on tonight.
Am I out?
Yeah, you're up, Mr. Irrelevant.
Okay, I think there's a bunch left. But I'm gonna go with my heart on this one. One of my favorites is Dyatlov's Pass. You guys know that one?
Yeah, I don't know how to pronounce it.
I don't know how to say it. Yeah. I've actually realized I never said it out loud until this moment right now. Bunch of like hiker mountain climbers in Russia or Siberia or somewhere cold like that.
Yep.
And they were all like holed up in their tents. They cut out of the tent from the inside. There were no footprints in the snow or the ground. And then people were found with like their heads like ripped off and like jaws ripped apart. But they were all like experienced climbers. People didn't have their clothes or shoes on. Like something made them just like run out of their tents, no clothes, no shoes, no equipment. And they were found like absolutely mangled. And the official report was that they died from a significant natural force, like no real, like not a term that even exists. And a lot of like hikers and mountain climbers say like the evidence on the scene just does not match up to any sort of like avalanche, or there was no animals, there was no nothing like that. And they just got like absolutely mangled by some, I don't know, it sounds like some Stranger Things type shit that went down. But that is one of my favorites. I got a bunch of them. Let me hit you with a couple.
How do you even spell it?
Dyatlov.
I'll
be
back,
reading up about this one.
Yeah, same here.
When we used to do Tinfoil Tuesdays, this was like one of the top requests that we never got to.
Yeah,
never
it's
did
a
it.
good one because it was. I think the main thing that did it is they did an investigation and it's almost like when they said the spaceships are not from this Earth, the materials are on this Earth. Like when an actual authority says like we don't fucking know, I think it makes people go wild.
Yeah.
I got to run to play with my kids. Let me just hit you a couple honorable mentions real quick.
Yeah, honorable mentions and then vote someone off.
I think the Watcher house is one of the craziest things ever.
I think it might be fake though, but I
it though?
agree.
Okay, that's why I didn't pick it because I was like, it sounds like it could just be a kid or just made up altogether.
So,
the next people
maybe it's
never
not.
got
The guy emailed me before, and he was
I
supposed to have
remember
mom, but it didn't happen. But
Okay. That's a fun one.
Yeah, but I agree.
I almost took this one. Just Amelia Earhart. I don't fucking care what happened to you.
I don't
know
either.
why we care about Amelia Earhart. I don't know why it's like one of the number one things that all of American kids know.
Because she's a woman.
Don't know what happened to her.
It's
Don't
because
care.
she's a woman. If that was a
Yeah.
man,
Really?
nobody would have gave a shit, Kevin.
That's really. I think one big miss from all of us, unless Jack the Ripper was not said, right?
No.
I think that was a good. That was a good one. And I think who killed Heyman Lee from
Serial?
I think
yeah.
Serial was such a
Yeah.
phenomenon, and we
Yeah.
talked so much about Adnan, but it's like there's a dead girl. Was it Jay? Was it this? Was it that? That's a big one. I got a million others, but they're all kind of just true crime stuff.
All right.
Amy Bradley's a great one. I mean,
Amy Bradley,
that's a new age. That's a new age. Like that captivated me. Like old school
Yeah.
true crime. You know?
For sure. It was crazy. All right, yeah. Who are you voting for?
Do you
want me to read it
Jack,
off?
can I get yours? Yeah, read them off.
All right. Jack Mac, Vegas shooting, Malaysian Airlines 370. Was COVID lab leak intentional? Extent of MK Ultra, Epstein's New Mexico ranch. Eddie JFK, DB Cooper, JonBen Ramsey, Brian Shaffer disappearance, Jennifer Kessie disappearance. White Sox Dave, Thomas Matthew Crooks. Who did Epstein work for? Who runs the world? Tupac's death. Did Hitler actually die? Chief, the pyramids. What happens when you die? Jimmy Hoffa. How did the universe start? The Mayans. KFC, aliens, Atlantis, Zodiac Killer, Stonehenge, Dyatlov Pass incident.
It's all pretty even, I think. I think just to have a reason to give it, I think I'll vote Jack Mac off because I think that number one pick was not a number one pick.
Okay. Jack, who you got?
Eddie. I don't really care about true crime as much, so
Fair. Chief.
I voted for you as well.
Yeah, the last two I've never heard of, and
You
I'd
had-
probably.
You know what? They were like
You had
passion
five-
projects, bro.
Yeah,
Those
he
are
had
passion
5
picks.
true crimes.
I
Yeah.
literally said I was doing that.
Yeah,
so
that's
I'm
fine.
Not
Yeah.
surprised. I'm fine with it. I voted for Dave. But all right, yeah, let's do some honorable mentions. Thanks, Kevin. Appreciate
you,
it.
Kevin.
Let me just say, having done a podcast for 15 years now with Feidelberg, who, if you even bring up a single hint of any of these topics, he's like, who cares? We can't figure it out.
This is like
Don't
the
wanna
most fun
talk
shit
about
to
it.
talk about on the internet.
I could do this every day
Yes.
for the next decade. So
Yes.
it was an honor and a pleasure, boys.
Thank you.
Goodbye.
Later, Kevin.
Jack, you got anything left?
I just want to defend my first pick again. Like, I mean, I'm actually kind of shocked nobody picked 9/11. That was
I
actually
had it
on my
on my
list.
That was number one.
But I mean,
yeah.
it is like there is like a serious theory, but there is like, I mean, if we were doing conspiracy theory strictly, I think it'd be up there. But if you want to talk, it happened in the last decade. It was the number one mass shooting in American history, and we don't have a motive.
I don't think his con was that you took it. I think it's where you took it. I
Yeah.
think that's the number one pick. That's why.
Because
He took
I
it.
mean,
I think it's, but I know. I was just, I know I may get some shit for it, but I think it's like, but yeah, no, I think it was a really good draft. I thought everybody, I had a lot of fun. I thought everybody had some really good picks, and I learned a lot. There's a lot of things I didn't know about. Didn't know a lot about that Hitler stuff. I didn't realize that the body was like it was a female body. Well, like, could he have possibly been a woman? Is that something? Is that a theory?
Oh,
you never know.
I never.
You know what?
considered
You
that.
should start it right now on there. Do a Twitter thread about it.
I think if I post anything about him, then I immediately get labeled as a Hitler lover.
Yeah.
Just unfortunately, which is, I mean, I honestly, if like
That's why I didn't bring up 9/11 to you, Jack Mac. I didn't want to go.
Yeah, when I was gonna, or when I think Hitler, obviously outside of all the atrocities he did, I think of that clip of him at the Olympics, just like high out of his mind, just shaking.
Yeah.
That guy, even if he didn't kill himself, I think he was going to die of opioid abuse or anything like that. Far before that, 9/11. So many things out there about 9/11. I'm still pretty firm that it was just like Osama bin Laden. Like Osama bin Laden,
he
like,
had a
worked with
very long
history of working like with the CIA
no,
and
he
shit. So it's like,
he wrote what's the word I'm looking for, Chief? Speak my language. He wrote
a manifesto.
Thank you. He had a whole manifesto that was very, very censored recently. That was
All right,
going
Dave,
around.
what else do you got?
Bermuda Triangle, Nessie, Antarctica's no-fly zone. Is it a Nazi or Soviet?
Antarctica would have been a good one.
Chemtrails, which I don't know anything about, but I know people talk about them. Clinton body count list. Where was Obama born? The dead internet theory. Where did those extra 20 million votes come from the 2020 election? That's
That was going to be my number one pick actually, but I decided to just sit that one out.
Yeah, it's for
Chief, what else do you got?
I think we've covered it.
yeah.
Okay,
I
yeah.
gotta piss my brains out, so I'm out.
I have one. I have two more actually. What happened in 1970? Like the entire fucking world changed.
That we went
And
off the
then-
gold standard, Jack.
Yeah.
That goes
What?
back. That we went off the gold standard, so that goes back to like central banking.
All right, there we go. Perfect. Location of Alexander the Great's tomb,
Yeah.
and then that was it. Everything else was mentioned. I did have the Jack the Ripper and Bermuda Triangle, but I feel like Bermuda Triangle is more just like a old wise tale more than anything else.
I think it's like, first of all, enormous, and there's a lot of traffic going through that area. So you're probably just statistically going to have more. If you have a body of water that has a lot of weird storms and hurricanes, you're going to lose a lot of ships and planes.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. I should note too. Everything is just a mystery, conspiracy, a theory, and all alleged.
Is there any Barstool mysteries?
I definitely have.
I mean,
some, but
obviously
I just
there's,
thought
like-
of some, but I can't say 'em.
I'd have to think of them though. I'd be
Yeah, I
interested
mean,
to
like
hear
I'm
from the
trying to think.
fans.
Like, I mean, like, what if Alex Cooper and Sophia Franklin never got into a fight and they
That's
stayed
like,
at Barstool?
yeah, that's like what ifs. That's a what if draft.
Yeah, with like mystery. I'm trying to think.
I don't know.
I
That's a
don't know
good
if
thing
I
for
can think
fans
of-
to think. Like, what's a mystery? Fans.
Yeah, if you're a fan, please send me any Barstool mysteries. I'm sure you guys have more than we have because like we know some things. Like, not that it's
Yeah.
like, unfortunately, a lot of the Barstool mysteries that fans have, they have like pretty boring reasons why. Like, it's just like, oh, this person left. Oh, like this person left because they just didn't care anymore. This person was actually just a dick bag. Like, it's just like things like that.
That's typically what it is.
All right,
Yeah.
then. Thank you, Jack.
Thanks, Jack.
See ya. Thanks for having me on.
Thank you. That's it, everyone. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. We'll see you all tomorrow.